Good evening, dear tutor and classmates. I am Elena Sofia Leal Lozada, and this is my video for the task number 3. So, today I'm going to review a journal article titled Use of Questioning. Here is Use of Questioning is a strategy to facilitate students' reading comprehension in Taiwan. Okay, let's start. First of all, I want to say that I choose this article because it is a qualitative research. That is, the main method of this research is related to the collection of non-numerical information by observing natural behaviors, discourses, open response for the subsequent interpretation of meaning and thus make decisions. The author of this magazine article is named, here is Ike Iratawi, and management study program at the Krishnad, at the Krishnad University, Bekasi, Indonesia. According to the abstract of this about this article, this is a qualitative study that mainly investigates the motivation that students have toward strategies that are applied in a university class. The strategies were based on the question and instruction of analyze the error in a text. So if we look on the next page, we can see the importance of questioning as an instructional strategy. That is widely used as a teaching and learning methodology. First, the authors Goodman, Watson, and Burke, in the year 1996, suggest that reading is not only sounding our text, but also constructing meaning. This means that for there to be positive results before, there must be a detailed reading of the text that allow you understanding the text. For this, there are some strategies, some reading strategies, such as summarizing, question generating, skimming, scanning, and others. To you understand a text of the article mentions that students can give more answer when they help with the question strategy. Okay, something important mentioned on this page number 3 is about misquery analysis. It is an instrument that was used to detect students' reading problems in which they were asked to read aloud a text. Okay, what is generally mentioned here is that with their miscue analysis strategy, they provide a wealth of specific information about the students' reading ability and help the teacher plan reading programs and instructional strategies. In other words, this journal article is a case study because it focuses in particular on a problem, and it's a research method that was used to obtain a better understanding on a topic or process that some students take when presenting a text. This research analyzes the reading comprehension and problems of the students studied when answering questions, and in this case, use miscode analysis for pretext and post-text. Okay, in the next page, this page gives more details about the case study and how a combination of self-questioning strategy and a teaching questioning strategy was used to carry out the research techniques. It starts with the idea that questioning strategy helps readers to improve their reading comprehension. As the author here says, Mansett, Wilson, 2008, students with reading problems may have comprehension difficulties, and that the self-questioning strategies significantly improve their ability to understand the text. Okay, I know that this journal article is a case study because the author, Jean, 1989, defines the case study as an Empirical investigation that investigates a contemporary phenomenon in its real context, where the limits between the phenomenon and the context is not shown accurately, and which multiple sources of evidence are used. This means that the case study allows the phenomenon under the study to be analyzed in its real context using multiple sources of evidence. So now we are going to get into the matter and talk about what qualitative research is. The author, Creswell, of the year 1994, defines qualitative research as an interrogative process of understanding based on different methodological traditions of inquiry that explore a human or social problem. The research constructs a complex panorama and analyzes discourses, prefers detailed visions of the informants, and carry out the study in a natural environment. A characteristic of quality research requires a strong commitment to study a problem and demands time and resources. In the case of the article I choose, it is clearly shown how the research study individuals in their natural environment. This involve going that environment or study site, gaining access, and gathering the material. In addition, the study follows the traditional approach of presenting a problem and a question. Plans like a general approach to studying, collecting data, and answer the question, analyzing the data, and solving the problem. Okay. In this case, the research article deals about improvement in the reading comprehension of two students through the questioning strategy. One of the female learners have a good academic performance while the other did not. So, in this investigation, I identified that the qualitative elements that research used to collect the data were three, which is a miscue analysis, interview, and observation. Miscue analysis is a means to use of running record of diagnosis to identify student-specific difficulties. Not only is the running record a way to identify reading rate and reading accuracy, but it is also like a way to assess reading behaviors and identify the reading behaviors that need support. Here in the page, the procedure for this investigation was simple. There were then meetings with the students, and it consists of 2 meetings for the text and 8 meetings for reading treatment. The interview was conducted to find the difficulties reading during reading and the strategy they use. The female students were interviewed 4 times. Here we have a structured interview, and the structure of prepared interview is the most static or rigid of all, since it is based on a series of predetermined and invariable questions that all interviews must answer. In the miscue analysis and observation sessions, students were asked to generate questions before, during, and after the reading sessions. Here we have some characteristics about a structured interview. It's a useful tool for qualitative research, a standardized interview schedule. Each interview gets the same questions in the same way and in the same order, close, pre-coded of fixed choice questions, and minimize variation between interviews. In the following page, we'll see an explanation that is given to determine that is given to determine the progress of the students during the time of the investigation. To analyze this, the author chooses to use a graph that interprets the data, as you can see here, and makes it known by means of percentage. Yes, and it also shows the result of the interviews and what could be observed during the process in which the students were taught to ask and be asked to better understanding of a text. To finish with the analysis of this article, I would like to say that I like that research turned out to be positive, and the author realized that the use of questions worked and improved reading comprehension, and instead of being considered as an old strategy, it is shown to be very useful and provides good results for teachers who apply it. The findings provide that the use of questioning strategy was very effective to increase students' reading comprehension, but students showed an increased score at the end of the training. Okay, here, okay, I want to conclude with some things important to me. So I didn't know that motivational factors affects the effectiveness of using the strategy to better understand a text. In short, I learned that motivation is once again an essential factor when we want to improve our language skills, and in this case, reading is important because it allows us to advance in academic situations and in real life. All the time we read things, so it is good that when reading we always manage to find the main idea of a text and also meditate on that information when asking questions. The author of the article at the end says the following: yes, pushing students to use a certain strategy made motivate students' interest to learn. Letting students choose their preference may boost their motivation so that they could comprehend more. And this is true. When a student is not obligated to work in class and then is motivated, and we consider their likes and needs, is good for them. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video and see you in another opportunity. Bye.